Today, we're taking a dive into one of the best NES games of all time. Released by Capcom in 1989, this game took everything great about the classic cartoon and turned it into an unforgettable platformer. So sit back, get ready for a trip back to Duckburg. Back in the 80s, most games based on cartoons or movies were, let's be honest, pretty terrible. Rushed development, cheap gameplay, and a famous name slapped on the box just to sell copies. But then came DuckTales. Capcom took the magic of the hit Disney cartoon and turned it into one of the best platformers on the NES. With tight controls, a legendary soundtrack, and one of the most unique jumping mechanics in gaming, DuckTales became an instant classic. But how did this game come to life? And why is it still so loved today? Let's dive into the story of DuckTales on the NES. The year was 1989, and Capcom was on fire. They had already given us Mega Man and Ghosts and Goblins, and now they were about to change the way people looked at licensed games. Disney needed a studio to turn their DuckTales cartoon into a game, and they chose wisely. They handed the project to Tokuro Fujiwara, the same mind behind Ghosts and Goblins and Bionic Commando. And get this, many of the same developers who worked on Mega Man were also working on DuckTales. That's why the platforming feels so polished. But Capcom didn't just copy the Mega Man formula, instead they created a brand new gameplay mechanic that would define DuckTales. Let's talk about that pogo cane. Instead of a basic jump attack, Scrooge McDuck bounces on enemies, spikes, and platforms. This wasn't just a gimmick, it was the core of the game. Mastering the pogo cane was crucial. It let you cross dangerous terrain, reach secret areas, and of course, bonk enemies on the head. The game features 5 main levels. And here's the cool part. You can play them in any order. There was the Amazon, a dense jungle filled with enemies and hidden gems. Transylvania, a haunted mansion with ghosts and magic dispel. The African mines, a maze-like underground stage. The Himalayas, slippery ice physics make this one extra tricky. The Moon, home of one of the most legendary NES tracks ever. Even if you've never played DuckTales, you've probably heard this song. It's one of the most beloved 8-bit tracks of all time. Beyond the music, DuckTales had multiple endings. Your final score depended on how much treasure you collected, and there was even a secret bad ending if you finished with $0. Yep. Even Scrooge McDuck wasn't safe from NES difficulty. Let's dive into some fun DuckTales trivia. Hidden treasures. There are tons of secret gems hidden throughout the game. Pogo jump in just the right spots and you'll find extra cash. Capcom's secret signature. Ever notice how DuckTales feels like a Mega Man game? That's because Capcom reused part of its game engine, making the physics feel similar. The NES sequel that almost was. A sequel, DuckTales 2 was released in 1993, but it came out too late in the popular NES's lifespan and never got as popular as the original. If you ever find a copy of DuckTales 2, hold on to it. It's one of the rarest NES games today. With over 1.67 million copies sold, DuckTales became one of Capcom's best-selling NES games. Critics praised its tight controls, unique mechanics, and that unforgettable soundtrack. Then, in 2013, Capcom released DuckTales Remastered, a full HD remake with hand-drawn animations, voice acting from the original cast, and updated music. And let's not forget its influence. The pogo mechanic in DuckTales inspired games like Shovel Knight, keeping that satisfying bounce alive for a new generation. Even after 30+ years, DuckTales is still considered one of the best licensed games ever made. So what makes DuckTales so special? It's a perfect mix of tight gameplay, great level design, and that classic Disney charm. Did you grow up playing DuckTales? Do you have a favorite level or memory? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more retro gaming content. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Woo!